All right, let's take you to the Western Cape now, where about 20,000 performers are taking part in the Kaapse Klopse Carnival, with organisers all saying all systems are in place for that event. Now, this follows years of parades, the traditional route passing historic sites, including the mass graves of slaves, highlighting the cultural and historic significance of the carnival. For more on the story, we cross live to SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah, who's in Cape Town in the Western Cape for us. Good afternoon, Vanessa. Now, the Kaapse Klopse Carnival, also known as the Tweede Nuwe Jaar, has an interesting history rooted in slavery. Let's perhaps start with just that history for those who aren't aware.
Yes, good day to you. And the Kaapse Klopse Carnival, as you called it, has just begun. The first troop, the D6 Hanover minstrels, have just made their way, or started making their way down the fan walk here in Somerset Road in Greenpoint. Of course, this is the route for this year's instalment. You talk about the slave history. Many historians, as well as keepers of the culture that I've spoken to over the years, have told us that this carnival has its roots in the times of slavery. The Tweede Nuwe Jaar, the 2nd of New Year, being the only day that slaves got off to celebrate. And of course, what happened then, together with the minstrels coming from America, this carnival tradition started. We also spoke to the KKA organisers just now, saying that the route this year may be different from the original route down Darling Street into Whale and then into Rose Street in the Boerkaap, but saying that this route itself is also significant because in prior years, in 1907, when the carnival started, the Greenpoint Stadium was where the troops marched to. I'm joined now by the Cape Town Mayor, Neil Lewis, who kick-started things with the D6 minstrels a short while ago. Mayor, I see that you don't have the full garb, but you have the hat. Talk to us about this year's instalment of, as we know it, the Kaapse Klopse Carnival.
It's so lovely to be here, and what a wonderful way to celebrate the Tweede Nuwe Jaar with the Klopse today. It's a boiling hot day, but still we're going to have 10,000 marchers, more than 10,000 marchers, troop members coming down here, ending at the stadium, which of course is the historic home. It's the coming home for the Klopse. Many years ago, they used to end at the old Greenpoint Stadium, and they are back there today. What is special about this, besides the route ending at Greenpoint today, is the uniqueness of this cultural tradition. Nowhere else in the world will you see what is happening here happening. It is something that is uniquely and beautifully Cape Townian. And that is why we love this so much, that is why we support it so much, and why we will always support it.
Mayor, there's been some controversy in the last few weeks. There's another minstrel association, the Cape Town Minstrel Association. There was a court issue. It was about the Fakenskraal Stadium and also the 2nd of New Year. For once and all, let's just clarify that issue, because a lot of people out there are under the impression that the decision to take this route today was yours, the city's.
No, this is the decision of the Kaapse Klopse Carnival Association, the Klopse, and obviously we support it. It's a very historic route, and it allows for many more people to watch. We expect, some estimates put it at 100,000 people here today to watch this march. And just to be absolutely clear, the dispute was over the availability of venues. The city only has 2 venues that can manage this event, the Athlone Stadium and the DHL Stadium. And both of those venues were booked. So this is not about some kind of attack on the tradition. You can see here today, the tradition is celebrated, it is loved, it is deeply part of Cape Town's history and culture and future. And it will always be. It is simply, with that particular association, that other association, the availability of the city's very limited venues.
Mayor, now, just in closing, because I'm going to let you go and participate in the fun, you're wearing specific troop colours. What does that mean, Mayor? What does that mean?
Well, we started off today with the famous and historic D6 troop. They've often been winners in the past, and they gave me this, which I'm very honoured by. And of course, we started with that traditional sound of Cape Town, the Goma drum, and that's how we kicked off today. So that's why I'm wearing their hat.
Mayor, thank you so much for your time. Of course, the Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis just wrapping things up for us here at the start of the Cape Town Street Parade, better known as the Kaapse Klopse. What you can see in the background, of course, is Somerset Road, lined with people from all walks of life. They've come along the route and they are participating in the spectacle. And in the background, you'll see some of the smaller troops coming through. I think they're called the Achas, if I'm not mistaken. And a little later on, we'll still see bigger troops. We've heard that over 20,000 troops will be participating in the street parade all day through until 9 o'clock this evening, after which then the troops will make their way into Cape Town Stadium for day one of the minstrel competition.
All right, Vanessa, we'll touch base with you as the day progresses. That's SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah out at the Kaapse Klopse Carnival.